So if I'm audible, just give some reaction or something. Okay, fine, got it. I'm audible. So we will do French now. So it's better if all of you open the folder which Balaji sir had shared with us on Outlook. I will be using that as a reference. Do you people have the folder with you ready? The OneDrive folder, French 3. Okay, all of you have it. So I'll wait like for 2 minutes. One more minute, I'll wait. Fine, I think 2 minutes are done. So in the first, if you open the folder, you will notice there will be 8 folders within the OneDrive which sir had shared. So we'll first look at the class 1 folder. In the class 1 folder, there are two PDFs. One is just the introduction. There you'll find the syllabus, weightages, and all that. In the what we'll be looking at is the second PDF. It says revision quiz. There you will find questions and options. You'll have to go through them. So I'll be going through all of them. Let me just see if it's possible to share that. Yes, this was the OneDrive folder I was talking about. So class 1 and revision quiz. Nice. Fine. I'll try to be fast and we'll try to finish this as early as possible. Is it possible to write on this? No, I don't think I'll be able to write on this. Uh, I think I can write on this. No, it becomes. Uh, it's fine. I'll not write. We'll just look at it. So, quel est le bon phonotonique? So you'll have to revise phonotonique. Let me write it down. So you have phonotonique. So if you remember, for je it is moi, for tu it is toi, for il it is lui, for elle it is still elle, for nous it is nous, for vous it is vous, uh, il is eux, elle is again elle. Where do we use phonotonic? We use it uh, after a preposition. For example, we have uh, chez moi. Chez moi means at my place, or else we can have uh, après means after. So after dinner. So you're supposed to know prepositions. Okay, fine. Since we're doing phonotonic, uh, après toi means after you. So après is after. Derrière is behind. So derrière lui means behind him. Derrière lui, and so on. Prepositions. After preposition, you will find phonotonic, or else when you're stressing something or someone, stressing or pointing out someone or something. So, for example, you have example. For example, if someone asks, "Comment vas-tu? How are you?" Someone will reply, "Moi, uh, je vais bien." For example, if this is a random conversation, here the moi is a phonotonic. You're saying me, I am doing fine. That is one example. So phonotonic is there. So I'll share this PDF with you later. So he's asking quel est le bon phonotonique. So tu vas avec Paul. It literally means you are going with Paul. Are you going with Paul? So the answer is oui, je vais avec dash. Yes, I am going with dash. Avec is a preposition, so you'll get a phonotonic there. I'm going with him, so it will be option A because Paul can be replaced with IL and IL's phonotonic is LUI. So oui, je vais avec lui. Option A will be the answer. Uh, and you have some verbs, no? You need to know some verbs. You will need to know. You'll need to know être. You'll need to know avoir. You will need to know aller, venir will be taught later. And you need to know how to write some IR verbs like finir, and you need to know the standard ER verbs like parler. So let me write this down, or you can Google it yourself. No? Okay, let me write it down. So je suis. Let's see if you remember. Je suis. Uh, tu es. Il est. Let me write this. Elsewhere. Let this go down. Down. Nous. So, but what does être mean in the first place? Être means to be. This je means I. You means tu means you, but singular. Il means he. So there could also be an L. L means she. Nous means we. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles. I mean, I don't have to write. It's the same thing again. Ils sont. Elles sont. So who is you? But then it is plural. I think I should write it separately. It would be better. But I think since I've said it here, I think it's fine. It's the previous semester's topics. All of this is which you'll be using it anyways this semester. And ILS is they, but it is masculine. It is masculine, or it is when a group of guys and girls are together, even that group is referred to by using this ILS. If it's only feminine objects or people, for example, tables, table is female in French. So if you have a group of feminine objects, you use, or people, for instance, you use this they. So this is also they, but it is feminine. Both of them take the same form. And then sometimes you have this magical word on. O is treated as singular, but then it literally means they, or it has multiple meanings. It is treated as singular, treated as singular, but it could mean many things. It could mean we, it could mean they, it could mean like one, it could mean one person or someone. It depends on the context. So, but its conjugation will be the same as this one. Whichever verb comes after it, its conjugation will be the same as whatever eel and l takes. Same thing is for the other verbs. It applies to the other verbs as well. So you're supposed to know the conjugation. So for avoir, it is j'ai, tu as. There's some space there. Tu as, il or elle or on a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont. Fine. Avoir. Avoir means to have. So I have, you have, so on and so forth. To have. And note, you use this for your age as well. So age. For example, you say j'ai 20 ans. So I have. In French, it literally means I have 20 years, but the English translation is I am 20 years old. So for age, you use this avoir. The other standard conjugation that you are expected to know is how to write er ending verbs. So er ending verbs is basically you replace this whatever it is. For sure, it is e. For tu, it is es. For il, l, and o, it is the same as je. Then you have nous, the same thing. You replace er with ons. You replace er with ez. You replace er with ent. So in this case, it will become, this is for any er ending verbs. So anything can be anything like this. This is a general rule. It's not 100%. It will not always work. It's a general rule. Like 99% it will work, but there'll be those 1% cases where it won't work. General er ending verbs. The other general thing is ir ending verbs. Ir general, general, or you could call it regular, whatever. General, regular, whatever. So and you need to know some verbs as well, no? Their meanings as well. So parler means to speak. I mean, look up the meanings yourself. So parler means to speak. Habiter is to live. Travailler means to work. And what else? Uh, aimer is to like. Adorer is to love. We've looked at all these words in the previous semester. They test. Does it have two accents? Let me just verify. They test. No, it doesn't have two accents. So deteste is to hate. Mm, we looked at many words, no? I mean, you can just as we solve problems, not problems, as we go through the questions, we will see what kind of verbs will be there. So IR ending verbs, conjugation. Uh, je, then you'll get an S. Tu, you'll get an S. Il, elle, on, you will get, uh, I mean, uh, not S, you call it IS. IS, IT. So no will get ISSONS. Who will get ISSEZ. Eel, L will get an ISSENT. So for this you have words like finir to finish. You have choisir. Choisir is to choose. Uh, agir is to act. What else? And beware, the avoir will not come under this. Avoir is, despite it ending with an IR, it is not an IR verb. So that is irregular. So all these verbs are irregular. This is irregular. Irregular. Even this is irregular. Irregular for the sole reason that they do not follow any pattern, unlike these. All of this is simple. You just apply the pattern and then you will be able to conjugate them. These are called conjugations. Anyways, that's most of it. So most of the verbs in general. You will need to know more verbs and prepositions. For example, here avant, avant. Avant means before. So avant d'entrer dans le train, before entering. It literally means before of entering in the train. In French, we don't say I enter the class. In French, we say I enter in the class. So that's why we have a DANS. DANS means in. So before entering the train, on dash le BA. BA means ticket. So here ON in this context, it means we. We do something to the ticket. We dash the ticket. So échange means to exchange. Voyage means to travel. Demande means to uh, ask. Compost means to like shred the ticket. So the answer is apparently compost because that's what French people do before uh, entering the train. They shred the tickets. Yes, just in case you people would like to know, I'm recording this session, so it's anyways going to be there. So if you have some time constraints, it's fine. Mm. Composte it means to like you get the point, right? Uh, yes, you get the point. So they shred the tickets before entering the train. Third question, trouver la question. Trouver is another ER verb. It means to find. So find the question. It says, c'est ma voisine Bernadette. This say, the beginning say means it is. This is from être verb. You've seen it. So it is. Ma is my. Basically, if you look at Hindi, Mary, it means it is a female my. So ma voisine. Voisin is a neighbor. Voisine is the female neighbor. So say ma voisine Bernadette. It's my neighbor Bernadette. Female, so everything is female. You have an extra e here. Ma is, if it's masculine, you'll get an mon, my voisin. Then e won't be here. That is masculine. Anyways, the question here is, it should be option C because QUAND is when. When is the woman is when is the lady is wrong. Who is the lady is correct. Qui est la femme? Uh, que est la femme is also very wrong. It's like what is the lady? That is a wrong question. QUOI is also what, but in an informal context. So this place covers like the questioning, the interrogation part of the previous semester. So you might want to go through your previous uh, semester notes or whatever. Just the questions. You don't have to learn how to make questions. You might have to, but we'll see. We'll leave that part for a while now. So qui est la femme, who is the woman? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est is a very standard expression. You might want to know it. It means what is this, or it literally means what is this that it is, but the translation is what is this for objects. So when you want to know what an object is or non-living thing is, you ask this qu'est-ce que c'est. Option A is c'est une plage. See, you need to know your vocabulary here. Plage means uh, a beach. It's a beach. C'est une forêt. Forêt is forest. You know. C'est une mer. Mer is a sea, ocean, sea, whatever. C'est une campagne. Campagne is a countryside or a village. You don't see any village here, so the option is B. C'est une forêt. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est une forêt. If you have any doubts, just raise your hand, but you will not be able to unmute yourselves because if I allow that option, it allows everyone else to like they will be able to unmute. Okay, Parth has a doubt. If you do have a doubt, just message. I will be able to see. So the fifth question, c'est une belle journée. It means it is a beautiful day equals to something belle journée. So belle journée is it is very much feminine. Uh, you have, I mean, from what is belle basically? You have beau. Beau is handsome. Belle is beautiful. Beau is good. Bonne is good but feminine. In plural, this will become beau. This will become. Does someone have a question? I can't unmute you, but could you message, put a message in on the chat or something? I'll be able to look at it. Fine, I'll be waiting for the message. I'll get on with this. And the plural for this is bon, and the plural for this is bon. So that is what we encountered there. C'est une belle journée. Looking at belle, we can say it is feminine, and you have any here. Okay, there's a heart there. Anyways, stop it with the reactions. Option C is very much obvious, hopefully. Option A is masculine singular. Option B is masculine plural. Option C is feminine singular. Option D is feminine plural. What does quel mean? Quel is like, quel either means which or what. So, quelle belle journée means what a beautiful day. It's an expression. Quel, yes, quel. All of them have the same pronunciation. Quel. The context will tell you whether it's masculine, feminine, singular, plural. Sixth question. Dash livre préférez-vous? Livre means a book. It ends with an E if it's singular. When it in singular it is LIVRE. But despite ending in E, it's masculine. I think most of you know that. So, and préférez-vous? Like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer? Which books do you prefer? That is the question. So, which are we supposed to choose? Livre is masculine, singular, it's not there. You have an S here, so it's plural. So option B, masculine plural, QUELS. Some people might go for option D, but leave is masculine. How do I know? You're supposed to remember that. Despite ending with an E, it is masculine. Leave. Which books do you prefer? It'll be option B. Yes, quel livre préférez-vous? Prefer is another ER verb. You might want to uh, know its conjugation. It's just an ER verb, so you'll have to note that down as well. It's a verb, so you'll need to know how to conjugate it. Question 7. Dash est le bureau de Monsieur Paul. Dash is the office of Mr. Paul. This is the translation. Dash is the office of Mr. Paul. Now, what will be the appropriate interrogative word? Combien is how many. Quand, option B is when. Option C, où means where. Option D, pourquoi means why. The correct option will be C, obviously. So, where is the office of Mr. Paul? Où? Où est le bureau de Monsieur Paul? Eighth question, le gouvernement. Oh, we have many questions. I'll be a bit fast. The government dash against pollution. Contre is a preposition against. I gave you this verb. It is an IR verb. Agir means to act. Here the government is masculine because LE is masculine. Yes, LE is masculine. So the correct option will be option B because for IL you will get IT. So AGIT. That will be the answer. So if you know your conjugations, you'll be able to answer this question. The correct answer is option B. Ninth question. Je passe mes vacances chez Sylvie et Thomas. I spend my vacations at the place of Sylvie and Thomas. She is a preposition at the place of. So Sylvie and Thomas. Sylvie is a female. Thomas is a male. Group of them will be referred to by using ILS. If there is a group of boys and girls, you will use ILS. And here we are writing it. We have to use phonotonic, right? So because we are using it after the preposition. Since I'm using ILS, the phonotonic of ILS will be EUX. If you paid attention, I mean it's here also. Phonotonic of ILS is EUX. Why am I not writing ILS? Why am I writing UX? Because after the preposition, you're supposed to use phonotonic. I wrote it here. After the preposition, you're supposed to use phonotonic. That is why the answer will be option D. D will be the answer. Je passe mes vacances chez eux. 10th question. Say clothes. Is it clothes? See, I told you. Say means it is. When there's a question mark, it becomes is it. So, is it clothes? We, we is yes. Say dash. It is. Cloth is feminine because it ends with an E, a general rule. So, it's her. How do I say it's her? I use my phonotonic here. When you're pointing out, you're saying it's her, it's him. So the answer will be option A. I think that is clear as well. Option A. C'est elle. This is again phonotonic. 11th one, Charles et toi. Charles and you. Here again phonotonic is there. Charles and you. Now in the dash, what do you fill? You fill it with a phono sujet. If these are called phonotonic, the left side ones are called this is called phono sujet. When do pronoun sujet subject verbs basically when do these subject pronouns or personal pronouns whatever you think of it they appear before a verb. Et is a verb from être, so it's simple. Vous êtes ami. Charles and you, are you friends? Vous êtes ami. Il est 12 heures. I don't know if they will ask the time topic tomorrow, uh, but you're supposed to know your numbers you're supposed to know. If you have free time, just go through the time topic if it's possible. It is 2 hours minus 25. It's telling it's 2 o'clock minus 25. Is it true? Yes, it is true. You can look at the clock. So it means I mean, yes, MOINS is like minus, if you remember it that way. It is 2 hours minus 25. Is it true? Yes, it is true. It is. You can look at the clock. 2 o'clock minus 25 minutes, you'll get this clock. It is vrai is true. If there's any background noise, do let me know by putting some kind of uh, reaction. 13 on quelle heure est-il? You're supposed to know what time is it. It could be option C or D, but since they gave us the sun, it is option C. Il est midi, it's afternoon. Quelle heure? Okay, it's the same question. Il est 3 heures et quart. Oh, lot of time questions. It is 3 hours and quarter. So basically 15 minutes. It is 3 hours and 15. So 350. C, no? Nice. It will be option C. It is very much. Cocher la case. It's like tick the case which is convenient. Cocher la case qui convient. Le cinéma français, the French cinema, oui, c'est pas mal. Yes, it is not bad. Mal is bad. So they're asking you to choose the appropriate verb that describes the situation. Option A is to hate. Detester is to hate. B is aimer bien. Aimer bien is a lesser version of aimer. It's more. It's like you don't like it that much, but okay, okay, okay. Aimer bien is okay, okay. C is to love it. D is to not like it at all. N'aimer pas du tout at all. So the correct option here will be option B uh, because it said it's not bad, so it will be option B. Aimer pas, aimer bien. That will be the answer. Trouver la phrase correct. Find the correct phrase. In English, it's correct phrase, but in French, it is phrase correct because adjectives come after the noun. Uh, I told you the IR conjugation, so if you know IR conjugation, you will know that the correct option is C because ISSONS will be the ending for nu. Kado means a gift. Pour. Pour means for. For is a preposition. So, nous choisissons un cadeau pour Romain. We choose a gift for Romain. So option C is correct. Trouver le registre. We did this in the previous semester when we are forming questions. Quand est-ce que vous partez? We have other irregular verbs. We have we have partir. Partir is to leave. Sortir is to go out. You might want to just see what they are. Their conjugations are irregular, so you have both of them are similar, but they're not IR verbs. They're not IR verbs. They're irregular. Uh, I think it's better if you just go through the previous semester's notes if possible. If possible. Or else it's fine. Whenever you have esca means it is standard. Standard, esca. Quand means when. When are you leaving, basically? When is it that you are leaving? Or when are you leaving? Familiar means you simply have intonation. You write the sentence and put a question mark at the end. That is familiar. Sutanu means when you do inversion. So in inversion, it will be. Uh, Let me give one example. The same example. Uh, Vous partez quand? Or quand vous. This is intonation. So this is familiar. Uh, when you have esker, quand est-ce que vous partez? This is standard. Soutenu, the inversion thing is this one. Quand partez-vous? So this is Familier, this is standard, and this is soutenu. Yes, if that helps. So Eska is here, so it is standard, option C. Magasin means a store or a shop. Ouvert means open. So the shop is open on Sundays from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Is it true? It's not true because the shop is closed on Sundays. So it is faux. Faux is correct. Le magasin est ouvert le dimanche de 9 heures et 12 heures. Vous ne parlez pas français. Do you not speak French? It is a negative question. This is again, we have we, see, and no. I'll just give you a small table. When you have a negative, we'll start with positive. Positive question, negative question, positive answer, negative answer. So if you have a positive question, we, uh, you say we. If it's a positive answer, you say a no. If it's a negative answer. For a negative question, if you have a positive answer, you say C, or else simply say no. Here you have a negative question. How do I know it's a negative question? The question has NEPAS, so it's a negative question. Your answer is positive because your answer doesn't have NEPAS. So the answer here will be option C. C. Vous ne parlez pas français? Si, je parle français. So that is the answer. 20. Pierre dash mon ami. It is simple. Go for option A. It is my friend. We don't usually go for option B. He is my friend. We don't usually say that. Uh, here you're the context in this context you're supposed to use say peer. He's my friend, something like that. Or, it's my friend. It's my friend peer. So you go for option A, not option B. So option A, say peer. It's my friend. It's my friend peer. 21. The French class, or if you translate it properly, the class of French. The class of French is basically French class. So the French class starts at 10 o'clock. Now this person is asking, find the question in the form Sutanu. Sutanu form is inversion. You do inversion. How do you do inversion? You do inversion. So basically, the first one is option A is familier or familier or intonation, intonation. Option B is esca or standard. Option C is inversion. So option C is our answer. Soutenu form, inversion. Quand commence-t-il le cours? Option C will be our answer. 22. Vous aimez dash comme dessert? You like dash as dessert or for dessert? This is there is no esca here. There in the question, there is no esca here. There is no inversion. It's not aimez-vous. So it is very it is very informal or familier. So it looks like an intonation. And in intonation, you will always use option B, QUOI, for what. In the place of what, you will use QUOI. Why QUOA? Because it is informal. If it is standard, then we would have gone for option A, but here it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit here. It should have been in the beginning. Qu'est-ce que vous aimez comme dessert? But it's not in the beginning. It's something in the middle. So you'll go for option B. I don't know if it made much sense this part, but then the answer is option B because the form of the question is intonation or familier. It is not standard. It is not soutenu. It is not inversion. No esca. Nothing. Option B. Okay, we have negation. So you might have to go through the negation as well. What happens in negation? Tu n'aimes pas la glace. You don't like ice cream. It's a negative question. So option A. Oui, je n'aime pas la glace. You can't say yes and then give a negative answer. That is ruled out. Okay, Aditya has a question. Could you type your thing out or do you want to speak? Oh, you're laughing. Okay, keep. I might have to. Do you want me to kick you out or something? That's best, I suppose. Is it? Oh, I have to. I'll log the meeting now. Uh, I'm logging the meeting, and now you shall be removed. Oh, he left. Anyways, how nice. Is he still here? Let me see. 1 minute. Sorry for the disturbance. Where do I see? Oh, you're here. You might have to leave. Oh, you did leave? Yes, thank you. Oh, you're still here. Oh my goodness. Now this is a game. This is like a game. Where are you? I don't see you. I'm not allowing anyone inside now. Anyways, we'll get on with this. Option A is wrong because you have a negative answer, but then you used we, so that is wrong. B is correct because you have a negative answer and a negative response. C is again wrong because you will use SI when you have a positive answer, but your answer is negative. So the correct option is option B. 24. Vous mangez des fruits. Manger is another verb in ER. It means to eat. Do you eat some fruits? The answer is no. Now, how do you reply here? Uh, Someone trying to join? Oh no, sorry. Here the option will be option B because in negation, in negation, when you're using when there's a combination of avoir and some indefinite article, for example, like this one, or this one, or when you have something like manger also, or anything, or if you're this, okay, let's do it avoir first. This will become de or d apostrophe. It also holds for manger because, or other verbs as well, when you're dealing it with quantities basically. uh, Let me just write dealing with quantities. Dealing with uh, what kind of quantities? Uncountable? Can I say uncountable? Or let me just say dealing with food. Dealing with food, or yes, this is nice. Dealing with food, uncountable. For example, you will have. We'll forget the uncountable quantities for a while. You'll not encounter them. But dealing with food, so manger, you have manger, manger, they. This also becomes de or d apostrophe in negative. So that is one thing. So here we have des. It will become de because it is some food item, and then since it is in des, it becomes de. That's the rule. That's it. You don't get to do anything. It's a rule. So it becomes option B. Option B is the correct answer. It basically means I don't eat any fruits. So you can assign the meaning any to it. I don't eat any fruits. If that helps you remember, you can just put that in mind. I don't eat any fruits. 25th one. Okay, this is another exception thing. C'est un film intéressant. Here the UN remains UN, it won't change. Let me write it as well. But when there is a say or ce sont, even in negative they will remain the same. I mean, let me give you some examples here. Maybe it will then clear your mind. So if I say I have a car, j'ai une car is voiture. Its negation will be je n'ai pas de voiture because I applied this rule. I applied this rule, and the food example we saw there, and the other say example we are seeing here. We're looking at it here. In the negative sentence, this won't change. UN will remain UN. So it is an interesting film. Film interesting means interesting film. Adjectives come after the noun. So the answer here will be option A. It's not an interesting film. Ce n'est pas un film intéressant. Okay, la fin, the end. Fine. Now we'll start our. Wait, why am I closing this? I just need to go back. Fine. I hope Sem 1 something has entered your brains. I hope all of your brains are Frenchified. Going on with this, since all of your brains are Frenchified, we'll just go through the rules first and then look at the questions. In the classes, apparently, what I felt was first we are going through the topics and then looking at the rules. No, let me just go to the rules directly. Rules. Where are the rules? Rules are somewhere here. Yes, we have rules here. We'll go through the rules. The first thing is you have two new verbs here. One is faire. You have two new irregular verbs, so you'll have to remember them. We have faire. We have jouer. Jouer is not irregular. Jouer is very much regular. Jouer is an er verb, so you can conjugate it. Faire is irregular, so you might have to know its conjugation. It means to make, or it can also mean to do. So it has two meanings. And jouer means to play, so you can play or whatever. These are two new. I mean, jouer. I think you've seen it before in the previous semester, but faire is a new verb. Faire, faire is a new verb. Its conjugation is given here in this table. Blue color text is faire. But the thing is, there is a lot of many things are going on here. So what you're supposed to do here is understand there are two rules. We have. Let me write it here. If I want to say I play a game or I'm playing a musical instrument, we are going to learn two new ways of writing it. One is using faire de. You add a de here. It has no meaning, but you add it there. And the other way is to use jouer de or jouer a. These two are different. They are not the same. These two are. They might be similar, but they're not the same thing. You can't simply equate the both of them. So if you miss this, the sentence might be wrong in some cases. So how do I know when to use that and what to use it? Here are the rules. When you have, let's say, some sports or sorry, when you have sports or activities or instruments of musical instruments, basically, you can use faire the FAIRE. You can use the left side one. We look at specific examples later, but just go through the conjugation. This conjugation is important. You're supposed to know this conjugation. The right side part says that you can use jouera when you have Games. Jeux, jeu means games. Sports is basically sports, sport. Jouera plus some games or sports. In the brackets, they wrote ball and ballon. It basically means ball games or ball sports. Football, volleyball, basketball, tennis, cricket. All of them are games or sports involving ball, basically. Jouer is used when you want to talk about playing musical instruments. We look at specific examples after this. It's in the next page. But as of now, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to know how to conjugate faire, the one in the blue color, left side, this one. You're supposed to know this conjugation. I'll assume you will be learning this. The other thing is this one, jouer. It simply means to play. So we have faire and jouer here. Now we'll be seeing how to use these verbs. This one, how to use this, and how to use this. When to use these three things. But before that, we have some examples. We have examples of sports, activities, and musical instruments and games with their gender. So here the gender is very important because we will be looking at some spelling changes. Some are going to change, so you have to be careful. So cricket is masculine. Usually, all the words in the English language, when borrowed into French, are masculine in general. So cricket is basically taken from English. It's masculine. Velo is cycling. Football is again English, so masculine. Judo is again English, masculine. Natation is swimming. Words ending with tion are usually feminine, so la natation. Randonnée is basically hiking. It ends with an e, so it is feminine. La randonnée. Box is basically boxing. You have an e there, so it is feminine. L'équitation is basically horseback riding. Ends with a tion. It is feminine, but it begins with a vowel, so you get an L apostrophe. L apostrophe. Activité, you have dancing, you have music, photo. Photo is photography. Jardinage means gardening because Jardin means garden. So jardin is garden, jardinage is gardening. It ends with an E, but it is not feminine, so be careful. Usually age ending words are not feminine, they're usually masculine. All of this, I think, was a part of the previous semester, identifying which noun is feminine and which noun is masculine. Bricolage is the DIY, do it yourself. That is one activity. Excursion, this excursion is again an activity. La batterie is the drums that you play. I think we did some worksheets, no, in the class, some French worksheets. There, you must have seen. We must have. We did this. There was some picture involving the drums, and we had to write this. Batterie ends with an e, so feminine. Guitar is ending with an e, so it is feminine. Piano is masculine. It's taken from English. Masculine, le piano. Des instruments de musique. In general, so it's just there. Jeu is games. Monopoly is borrowed from English, so masculine, le monopoly. Petanque is the one you must have seen in Augie and the Cockroaches when you were a child. Probably. I don't know if you did watch Augie and the Cockroaches. You can just Google it up and not watch Augie and the Cockroaches, but watch Petanque. It's a game involving balls. I don't know. Not yes, you just look it up. It ends with an e, so it is feminine. L'ordinateur means computer, so it basically means video games. It's talking about video games. Carte means here. Carte is here. Carte means cards. So cards is plural. So les, les cartes. Échec means chess. Chess is apparently plural in French. So les échecs. Les jeux vidéo means the video games. It's direct. So after we've looked at all these examples, the purpose of this was just to identify the gender because the gender is going to be important in What we are going to look at now we'll be looking at where to use faire or jouer. Like how do we use this? I will zoom into one specific thing. So you use jouer along with a when you have some game. Okay, now I'll let you know what this is. Let me just write it here. Jouer a plus you get some what do you say? Sports. Jouer, yes, sports and what else? Games. Fine, sports and games. Ball games. So ball sports or games. Anything. Any. So in case it is masculine, it becomes if it is masculine, it becomes jouer ho because okay, let me write the. I'll write a master. I think it's in the next sheet. You will find this one. When you have a, if it encounters an le, it becomes au. If it encounters an la, it stays the same ala. If it encounters an els, this combination becomes aux. This is the general idea. I mean, it looks like a formula sheet, but we'll see how do we use this formula sheet. In case anything begins with a vowel, if the word begins with a vowel, then you will have a and l apostrophe and a and l apostrophe. We'll look at some examples sooner, but let me just put this here here as a formula sheet. The other, sorry, just a minute. So the other example is when you have de coming up, you have a similar formula sheet. If you have masculine, feminine, plural, so this changes to du. This changes to nothing. It remains the same. The other thing is it becomes des. In case it begins with a vowel, you might have to write this. The only point of concern is this one. If there is some AU here, there is some AUX, DU, DES. It's like they're fusing together. They fuse together and they become AU. Here also same case. These two fuse together, they become AUX. In the other cases, there is no fusion. It remains the same. So, okay, now we'll see. So if the ball sports or games are masculine, feminine or something, it takes on these fusions. So if you look at some examples, it says je joue au foot. So let me write one example. So le foot. Uh, I need some feminine la. Is there a feminine activity here in the examples? Okay, swimming is there, no? Swimming. No, but then I need a ball sport. It says I need a ball sport. There is no ball sport here. Fine, so we because usually jouer is by definition. Look at the definition here. When you want to use jouer and you need games and sports which have the ball. You have to use the ball there. And when you using jouer you need to use musical instruments there. And faire can take anything. It can take sports, activities, and musical instruments. It can take any one of those. I can't think of a ball game which is feminine, so I'll leave this example. Uh, some video games, not video games, I'll just write chess here. So how will this convert is? This will become jouer au foot because this R and this LE will combine. You have to conjugate this depending on the pronoun. You're supposed to conjugate this, and these two will fuse here, I and les. It will give you jouer au. Chess doesn't have a ball, but it is a game, so you can use it. The same examples are given here. You can see in the first column here. Okay, there is a feminine sport. Pétanque is a sport, so you can use that. Je joue à la pétanque. So if you have la here, la pétanque, there is no fusion for the feminine, so it remains as it is. Jouer à la pétanque. There is no fusion here. Pétanque. There is fusion only here and here because masculine, singular, masculine, plural. What if there is something beginning with a vowel? Yes, I think there was some. There was l'équitation, but is there any other thing? L'équitation. Or let's say there's something exists. Let's say something exists with an L apostrophe. Then it will remain as it is. It will remain jouer a L apostrophe and whatever. It's not going to change. The fusion occurs only with LE and LES. So jouer a. This is for ball games or sports. Or let me write sports and games. Sports usually involving the ball, or you can have games as well. This this is this specific R has no meaning, but you have to use it when you're talking about sports and games. So, for example, you have examples. No, you have some examples here. Je joue au foot. I play football. Je joue au tennis. I play tennis. Je joue au Monopoly. Why au Monopoly? Monopoly is masculine, so jouer à le Monopoly. A and le become AU. Oh, so je joue au Monopoly. Je joue aux échecs. We've seen this example. I play chess. This AUX has no meaning of its own, but if you follow the rules, you will get this AUX. Échec. Okay, wait. Let's see. Someone's trying to join the meeting repeatedly. Where's this? Okay. Is there anyone else? How do I see? I don't see anyone. Fine. So where was I? Jouer. This first column is supposed to be clear now. We just looked at how to use jouer, o, ala, a. We've seen all these examples. Depending on the gender and the number, singular, plural, masculine, feminine, we'll be able to write all of this. And depending on the pronoun, you're supposed to conjugate this. So conjugation, it was on the first page of the same PDF. Jouer. The other thing is now how do I use jouer the? This is used for musical instruments. So when you say I play the guitar, you will use this musical instruments. So is there a masculine musical instrument? La guitar, le piano. Yes, piano is piano is masculine. So piano. Feminine, I have guitar, la guitar. Plural, is there a plural instrument? I don't think I found a plural instrument, so I can't give that example. Is there an instrument that is beginning with a vowel? Is there an instrument beginning with a vowel? I don't see any instrument beginning with a vowel, but let's assume there is something. Let's say you have les something and l apostrophe something. We don't know what it is. This will become jouer. If you look at this cheat sheet, you will realize DELE becomes du piano. Yeah, I'm talking about this one, this sheet. This has the rules how things get converted. DE and LA has no conversion, so it will remain as it is. Jouer de la guitare, and if you look at the cheat sheet, LES will become DES, so jouer de whatever is there. L apostrophe means it remains as it is. There is no change there. So jouer the L apostrophe and dash. So here the fusion is occurring at this one, DU and DS. There's a fusion there. So you can look at the examples of the second column. You have the same thing, jouer the and all those things. So je joue du piano. We just looked at the same example. I play the piano. Du has no meaning of its own, but if you follow the rules of French, you will get this sentence. Je joue du piano. Trompet is a trumpet. It's female because it ends with an E. So de la trompette. There is no fusion here. De la guitare. There's no fusion there. I mean, I don't have to call it fusion. They have a name. They're called article contracté. Contracté. Basically, contracted articles. That is what they're called. Contracté. So in the question, you might find this word article contracté. So maybe then you will realize that you're supposed to take care of all of this. Supposed to know this article contracté. So where else? Okay, there is another example, right? There is fair. How do I use fair? Fair the. This is used in general for sports and musical instruments and activities in general. Then one might get a doubt. Then what is the? Wait, let's see. Someone, I don't know. Did someone, I don't know. Anyways, so someone might get it out that when should I use jouer and jouer the, and when should I use this one? Both of them are almost similar now. So when should I use this one and that one? We use faire the when the activity that you're doing is frequent or usual. So sometimes in the same sentence you could either use jouer or you could use faire. It doesn't matter. But in general, if you see any hint like every day, every day is tous les jours, or like, uh, let's say shark means every, so shark you'll find these words in the worksheet, in the worksheet that you will probably be doing every day, or toujours is always. Hmm. Or there was this one, tous les dimanches, all the Sundays. So that is also, it is a mark of frequency or something that you do usually. uh, so these words such as this will hint you towards using fair, but sometimes both the answers could be correct. You could either use fair the, or you could use one of this, jouer a or jouer the. But usually if you have these words you should go for fair. So the same thing. So we can look at some examples. You can write some sports here. If you write tennis, tennis is masculine. Or if you write some female, you can write activities like, let's say, gardening. No, but gardening is not feminine. It is masculine. Let's take swimming. Oh, we didn't take an instrument. No, we'll take an instrument. We'll take an instrument. That's it. Do we have anything in the plural? Les. Uh, let's look at some examples. Or whatever it may be. I don't mind. Les something and L apostrophe something. Whatever it may be. If you look at, I don't know who's joining now, but anyways, if you write this way, DE and LE will become DU. So faire du tennis, and DE and LA will remain as it is. So the same thing, but DELA tennis. Here it's the same thing, but well, not the same thing. You have a fusion. These get contracted, so this becomes DES and something something. Here there is no fusion because it is L apostrophe. There is no fusion. It will remain DE L apostrophe something something something. So the fusion occurs only at these spaces. LE and LES, LE, LES, LE, LES. Fusion, the contraction appears only at these places. So this is basically the entirety of your contracted articles. If you follow these rules, you will be able to, theoretically, if you know the conjugations of jouer and faire, and if you understood how do contracted articles contract, then theoretically you're supposed to be able to solve any question on contracted articles. But some of you might face a difficulty, right? Like, what does this word mean, and so on and so forth. Now, that is, I can't help anything with that. That is, anyways, getting on with the thing. Je fais du piano because piano is masculine. Violon is masculine. So DE and LE becomes DU. Harmonica, words in French beginning with H are treated as vowels. So there is L apostrophe. Since there is L apostrophe, there is no fusion. So DE L apostrophe harmonica. I wrote it here, no? If there is DE L apostrophe, you just leave it as it is. You don't change it. So je fais de l'harmonica. Je fais de la. Sports and activities. Souvent is often. Yes, it's given here. Activities often regular. So, activité souvent régulière. Je fais du foot. So, I play football, but regularly. It is more regular than je joue au foot. De la randonnée, hiking. De la natation, swimming. It is la, so there is no fusion there. So all the rules are okay. See, this is the table I'm talking about. I just wrote it there. So it's here. See, it's here. The conversions are here. DE and LE become DU. DELA remain as it is. L apostrophe will also remain as it is. DELES will become DES. A and LE become AU. A la remains as it is. A L apostrophe remains as it is. A plus LES is AUX. It changes. So you have four places where the contraction happens. So artik likon thakte is basically this one. And you have some rules here. If you see, ala comes before a feminine noun, OU will come before a masculine noun. It's the same thing but written in a different way. That's it. It's the same thing. The L apostrophe is there, no? It will only come if the noun after it is singular and beginning with a vowel. But if there is a plural verb, for example, chess is plural, no? Where is chess? Chess is plural. It begins with a vowel, but it doesn't get an L apostrophe because apostrophes will only come When the noun is singular, this is plural, so you will get les. You won't get l apostrophe. So that is one thing to keep in mind. So this rules is also done. So this was in class 3. So if you know this rules, you will be able to solve. Let's look at class 2 now. Class 2, nothing is there, I suppose. Class 2 is like a worksheet. You can go through class 2. Whatever I told just now, uh, this class 2 is based on whatever I told just now. So you can just solve it. You can go through the conversation and solve it. If you have any doubts, you can message me. I'll try to be a bit fast now. I don't know. I've been telling this for this past few minutes, and I don't think I've been fast enough. There's nothing in class 2. There are no new rules in class 2, but there are some questions. You can go through the questions. Class 3 worksheet, we'll just see. I mean, see, you have fair conjugation here. They won't give you in the exam. You're supposed to know. Jouer conjugation is here. Are there any other conjugations? No, no other conjugations. I mean, see, you look at the question here. It's doable. You're supposed to do now. You can try this on your own, and then you can let me know. I will try sharing the answers of all these worksheets later after this meeting. For now, you can try this on your own. All of this you can do because we just discussed the rules. How to use fair, how to use jouer, how to use du, DELA, all those things you can do it on your own. I will share the answers later. I wrote it down. I'll just share the pictures. So try doing this on your own. Now we'll look at this one. We will look at expression avec faire, les tâches ménagères. Les tâches ménagères is basically household chores. Household chores. These are called expressions because they will not change. Not change in the sense, let's say, for example, let's look at this verb. Faire le lit. Lit means bed. And I told you faire means to do or to make. So this literally means to make the bed or to do the bed. So basically you're setting your bed up. Here you will not get any du or anything else. This is a fixed expression. So le will remain as it is. And so is the case with all the other verbs here. So this is different from article contracté. How do you differentiate? You're supposed to know that these are fixed expressions. You should not confuse this with article contracté. So faire le lit is correct, but faire du lit is wrong because this is fixed. This is fixed. This is a fixed expression. Of course, you're supposed to conjugate faire. You should not be confused with this. You should no, don't, or I should say, beware of fixed expressions. You should not confuse them. You should not confuse them with. You should not confuse them with whatever we did before. We learned how to use all these three things, no? Faire the, jouer the, and jouera. You should not confuse them with this. Despite them having the same fair and fair, you should not confuse them. How do you not get confused? You're supposed to know these expressions are fixed. Whatever is given here, they won't ask you more than this. Hopefully. I mean, they won't. If you know this much, you know probably more than most of the people at MU at least. So, faire le lit means to make the bed or to do the bed. Faire la vaisselle means to do the vessels, basically. So, basically, you're washing the utensils. Vessel, vessel. See, sounds very similar. Faire la vaisselle. To wash the utensils or to clean the utensils. literally means to do the vessel. Faire le ménage. Ménage is again household chores. So to do the household chores. Faire le ménage. Whatever works you have at home. Faire le ménage. Faire le repassage is to, I think it means to iron the clothes. Let me just verify it. Repassage. Yes, it means to iron. To do the ironing. So it literally means to do the ironing. It ends with an E, but it is not feminine because usually AGE words are masculine. Words ending with AG are usually masculine. But the exception is plage. Plage again is feminine. So many words I've been throwing around at you people. Anyways, so faire le repassage, it is to iron clothes. Here again, see, it is not la, it is une here. So careful. Faire une promenade. Faire une promenade. Why? It literally means to take a walk or to do a walk, to make a walk, whatever. To do a walk, to make a walk. Promenade is basically walking, to stroll around or whatever. To do a walk, to make a walk, whatever. Wait, sorry. There is no la here because it makes no sense. To do the walk, it makes no sense. The walk. It seems. Faire le linge, it means to do the laundry. There is another word, it means this one. You can either use la linge, le linge, or la lessive. Both of them mean the same thing. Excuse me. One is masculine, the other is feminine. I mean, both of them end with an E, but unfortunately, linge is masculine. It means to do the laundry. Faire les courses. This means to do grocery shopping. Small, whatever, grocery shopping. And first of all, why am I telling all of this? These expressions will not change except for the fair part. Fair you have to conjugate. These les, le, all of this, la, they will not change. You should not confuse this with article contacte, with the topic that we just did before. There we saw du, au, aux. All of those are different. This is different. How do we remember? You just have to look at the examples given here. This worksheet. You won't get more than this. Faire la sieste means to take a nap. So to do the nap or whatever, to make the nap, to do the nap. Basically to take a nap. Faire la grasse matinée. It literally means to do the fat morning. But the translation is to sleep in. So basically, if you don't wake up early in the morning, and if you keep sleeping in until the afternoon, that is when you use this expression. Faire la grasse matinée. To sleep in. To sleep like for long. To sleep in. Okay, we have one. Faire la cuisine is to basically cook. To do the cuisine. To make the cuisine. To cook. So these expressions are fixed. The only thing that will change in these expressions are fair. Fair conjugation is given here. So you use this fair conjugation. It means to do or to make. So we completed article contracté. We've completed fixed expressions, some expressions involving fair. Okay, and then now we have negation. Okay, we have a recap here of how do article contracté work. AU, we have everything here. This table looks nice, no? Colorful, nice. I mean, see, we did this before. This was what we did in article contacte. This was what we did. The rules are here. Jouer à, faire the, jouer the. All of this is nice. Hopefully, all of this is in your head. Hopefully, I don't. Hopefully, I just hope. Some examples are here. Some are in negative, some are in positive. These examples, okay, this is for jouer a, because sports and games take jouer a. Musical instruments take jouer the. So piano is masculine, you have du. Guitar is feminine, dela. Okay, we have an instrument beginning with a vowel. Accordéon begins with a vowel, so del apostrophe. Del apostrophe doesn't change because only dele and deles will change. Because look at here, del apostrophe stays as it is. So je ne joue pas au tennis. I don't play tennis. Tu joues au foot. You play football. Il, elle, on joue à l'ordinateur. We play the computer. Basically, we play computer games. Nous ne jouons pas à la marelle. Marelle is hopscotch. So you might want to know that. Marelle is hopscotch. In the minor one worksheet that we got, we were given pictures and we were supposed to write them in French. So Marelle was one of them, hopscotch. Vous jouez aux échecs. You play chess. Il, elle ne joue pas aux cartes. You, they don't play cards, or they're not playing cards. Sentences might look big and confusing, but just break it into smaller parts. Il, elle, you know. Joue is, you have to look at the conjugations. For which pronoun, which conjugation will come. You have to look at it. Here you added an extra ne and pas to negate the verb. Kacht is plural, so you will get aux. A plus les will give you aux. We have it here. A and le, where is it? A and les, you get aux. Because jouer a and les carte, so jouer au carte, aux cards. I mean, in French, AU and AUX have the same pronunciation. That's why I'm saying OO. So, for you people, for the sake of the exam, remember the spelling. Start writing. When you write, you will remember. At least for the sake of the exam, when you write, you remember. Okay, we have more examples. Fair. All of these examples are in positive or affirmative sentences. Negative sentences, there is one extra rule that you're supposed to remember, which is in this box on the right side. But first, let's look at the examples which have no negation. So, I ski, I do skiing in the Alps. Je fais du ski dans les Alpes. Tu fais du tennis? Do you play tennis? And see, when do we use fair? When you do it like regularly. When you do something regularly. Il, elle, on fait de la natation. They swim. They're swimming. So basically, they're doing swimming or they swim. Nous faisons de l'équitation. Équitation, I told you, it is horseback riding. You ride a horse on its back. Nous faisons de l'équitation. There is no fusion here because L apostrophe doesn't fuse. There is no contraction. Vous faites du piano. Piano is masculine, so see, we've come across this many times. Vous faites du piano. Ils, elles font des compétitions. Compétition, Tion, so it is feminine, but it ends with an S, so it is plural. Plural means les, but faire, faire means you will get de. Where is this? De plus les will give you des, so that's why you have. And if you conjugate fair, you will get font with respect to ils, ells. So all of that happens, and then you get this sentence. Ils, elles font des compétitions. Now the part here is when it is in negative, what happens is when you use article contracté for faire, faire de, where is this faire de? Yes. What happens is in the negative, all of this become de or d apostrophe in negative sentences. This only applies for fair the. I mean, we've also seen this here, no, for avoir. All of this is becoming de or something, something like that. This is a very similar rule in negative sentences of fair the. All your articles they become de or d apostrophe. This rule does not apply to jouer the or jouer a. So, for example, we can see here, je ne fais pas de natation. If it were positive, you would have had DELA, but the LA, it went, it's gone now, it's nowhere to be seen because it is a negative sentence in further, it is a rule. And ne pas comes around the verb, so you have ne and pas. Je ne fais pas de natation. Elle ne fait pas d'équitation. The L apostrophe goes away, so what remains is DE. Since it begins with a vowel, you get a D apostrophe. Nous ne faisons pas de compétition. You're supposed to have DES, but it also becomes DE. Same is the case with piano. You're supposed to have DU there, but DU becomes DE because of this rule. When you're using negative sentences in fair the, you get DE or D apostrophe. That is what is happening. So all of this said, is this done? Ah, yes, attention here. So we looked at the fixed expressions in. Okay, someone raised their hand. Okay, did someone type anything in the chat? A friend is waiting in the lobby. Okay, I think I have taken in everyone. Nice names, Dragon Raja. We looked at some fixed expressions, right? Like to make the bed, to do ironing, to take a walk, to do the laundry. All of those are okay. You're welcome. We did all of those expressions, right? That is what this is talking about. Uh, they're just reminding you that you can't mix them with article contact. You can't mix them with what we did before. What is before is different, and this is different. These things are fixed. Je fais la grasse matinée le weekend. I slept in this weekend, or I slept in on the weekend, or something. Or I sleep in, not slept in, there's no past tense here. I sleep in on weekends. So this person is telling that this person doesn't wake up early in the morning. Every weekend, this person will sleep until the afternoon or something. Je fais la grasse matinée le weekend. Weekend is masculine because it is an English word. English words borrowed English words are basically masculine. So club is another English word, and so on and so forth. Mon père, my father, fait la siesta 15 heures. You might want to know numbers. 15 is 15. My father takes a nap at 15 o'clock. 15 o'clock is what? 13, 14, 15. 3 o'clock. My father takes a nap at 3 o'clock. We looked at this expression also. Faire la sieste means to take a nap. It was in the worksheet that we just looked at. We also looked at this one. Faire une promenade. Il fait une promenade. He takes a walk. He does a walk. Something. He does a walk. He goes for a walk. Après le dîner. Après is after. So après is a preposition. After. Avant is before. Like you're supposed to know some prepositions, right? Après is after. Avant is before. This was in the quiz that we did, revision quiz. Uh, Devant is in front of. Derrière, derrière is behind. Uh, what else? DANS, it means in. Dans is in. And sur is on. Sous is under. I mean, okay, yes. Avec is with. Sans is without. Chez is at the place of. And A means, A has many meanings. A could be to, or A could be in, or it could also mean at. It has many meanings. And the has two popular meanings. It means either of or it means from. You can't directly use these two words. You'll have to know when to use them. We'll see. These are some prepositions. So après le dîner is after dinner. So these are fixed expressions. They don't change. La will always remain la and so on and so forth. Je fais la vaisselle. La vaisselle. I do the vessels. Nous faisons la cuisine. I cook. We cook. Elle fait le ménage tous les dimanches. She does household chores every Sunday. Tous les dimanches is every Sunday. I wrote this before. Tu, tu fais le linge or la lessive le samedi. Are you doing the laundry uh, on what samedi? Saturday? Yes, Saturday. Ils font les courses. Course is again grocery shopping, so they're doing grocery shopping. So if you want to do real shopping, you're supposed to use this expression, faire du shopping. It's fixed. It's a fixed expression. Uh, a new topic. New topic. Now you're supposed to know. Okay, fine. Let this sink in. We looked at article contracte. We looked at some fixed expressions. Now we'll be moving on. Now we'll be learning how to express coming and going. So these two are new verbs. So you're supposed to know the conjugations of ale. Ale means to go. Venir means to come. And revenir means to return or to come back or whatever. So here you'll have to look at the conjugations. Are the conjugations given? Yes, yeah, we have some conjugation. So this left side part is the conjugation of ale, je vais, tu vas. This is an irregular conjugation, so you're supposed to remember it. I think we did use ale in the previous semesters. So je vais, tu vas, il, elle, on va, nous allons, vous allez, ils, elles vont. You have to remember this. There is no shortcut. Hopefully, I think you must have, since all of you have had 1 year of French experience or whatever, you should be able to know how to memorize this. The other new verb is, it's not new, all of you know this. Where is this? Venir. This is venir. Venir means to come. So, je viens means I come. Tu viens means you come or you're coming. Il, on vient means he or she comes or is coming. Nous venons means we come or we are coming. Vous venez means you are coming. Okay. You're supposed to know the difference between tu and vous. Both of them are different use. Il, elles viennent. They are coming or they come. Nice. Now, how do I tell I'm coming from somewhere or I'm going to somewhere? Now we'll be using these two constructions. Ale a, it means to go to, and venir the, it means to come from. That is what is given here in the same thing. I don't have to write it once again. So first we'll look at aller. It means to go to. Exprimer is an ER verb. It means to express. Exprimer la destination. Expressing, to express the destination wherever you're going to. So A to B. You want to go from A to B. How do I say that? Je vais, And then you apply the same rules for article contracté. If it is masculine, your A becomes AU. You remember this table, right? This one. A and LE becomes AU. A and LES becomes AUX. The same thing is going to happen here. If there's an L apostrophe, there is no contraction. It remains the same. So see, devant is a preposition. It means in front of a noun beginning with a vowel or an H. You have to use L apostrophe. That is what is written here. Cinema is masculine because it came from English. AU cinema. Piscine is swimming pool, so a la piscine. It ends with an E, so la. A la will not contract. École is school, it begins with a vowel, so you have L apostrophe, there is no contraction. Hospital is hospital, you have an H there, no contraction because L apostrophe is there. Toilette is in plural, so AUX, toilette. A plus LES will become AUX, it is here, right side. Competition, plural, LES competition. A plus LES will give you AUX, so AUX competition. The first six examples are nice. Je vais au cinéma means I am going to the cinema. Je vais à la piscine means I am going to the swimming pool. Je vais à l'école means I'm going to school, so on and so forth. Everything is nice. Now, CHEZ is it. CHEZ, she. She means at the place of. So, there are three different examples within she. When you want to use the words like at the place of the doctor or any profession, you have to use the article there. So that's why chez le docteur and chez la coiffeuse. Coiffeuse is basically a hairdresser. You have professions in the previous semester. There are slides related to that. You could go through them in case it doesn't come into your head at the moment. You could go through them. So this is the first example of CHEZ when you're using professions. The other example is when you're using names. When you're using names, you can simply say Chez Victor, Chez Dilip, Chez whoever, whoever it is, Chez and name. But if you're using professions, you're supposed to use the article before it, the definite article, LE or LA. The other example is if you're using phonotonic. We looked at it in the first part, right? CHEZ is a preposition. After preposition, you can use phonotonic. So, moi, toi, elle, lui, eux, and so on and so on. And if you do remember in the previous semester or the very first semester, we looked at countries and cities. If you want to say, I am going to Paris, you have to use a Paris. Cities always get a and a dash. Cities will always get this. Masculine countries get AU. If I'm saying I'm going to Canada, I say just je vais au Canada, AU Canada. If I'm talking about feminine countries or countries beginning with a vowel, I will have to write EN. Here it is not ALA, it is EN. I am not getting this ALA here for countries. That one thing is different, but all of them are same. AUX for plural countries. This all of this was done in the previous semester. So this is how you say or how this is the information you require to express your destination or whatever. I'm going from place A to place B, whatever. Okay, you have some new conjugation here. This is donne. Donne is to give. It is not irregular. It is very much regular. It's your ER verb. Donne is an ER verb, so there is nothing to memorize here other than the meaning. So some examples here are here. Okay, these are some new examples. When you say I speak to the students, let's say I speak to the students. Here there is no movement, there is no coming or going. But when you say this, I speak is je parle, to is a, the students is les étudiants. But then there is this ale. Ale will become aux. So you have to be careful here as well. So when you say I speak to the students, it becomes AUX students. That is what is happening here. Je parle aux étudiants. Here, je parle aux étudiants. The second example is he gives the pen, stylo is pen, he gives the pen to the student. He gives the pen to the student. There is no contraction here because it is L apostrophe. L apostrophe has no contraction. Another example, she is in the park. A le parc. She is in the park. So we looked at aleha, and we also looked at some special case examples. I speak to the students. I give to someone. She is in the park or whatever. Because I told you, a has many meanings. A can mean to, can mean in, or it can also mean at. It has many meanings. Next topic is how do I say I come from somewhere? Provenance is basically, I don't know, probably origin, expressing the origin or something. Conjugation, you have to remember. Now we'll look at some examples. Let's say, je viens du restaurant. Du came because DE plus, where is it? Ah, it's here. DE plus LE will give you DU. DE plus LE will give you DU. Restaurant is masculine. So DU restaurant. So DU restaurant. Bibliothèque is a library. It ends with an E, so it is feminine. DELA will not contract. So je viens de la bibliothèque. I am coming from the library. I'm coming from the library. I'm coming from the restaurant. I'm coming from the university. I'm coming from the university. The l'université. I am coming from the hotel. So DE is from l'hôtel. Je viens de l'hôtel. Je viens des magasins. I'm coming from the store. All of these five examples are nice. Now we'll look at some examples involving CHEZ. Same rules. Same rules. In the previous, for Alera, we looked at three cases, right? CHEZ followed by a profession, CHEZ followed by a name, CHEZ followed by chronotonic. All three different examples are here. But the difference is here you have to write DECHEZ because it means je viens. I am coming from the place of An. Je viens the from. Chez An means the place of An. So I'm coming from the place of An. Or in simple words, I come from An's place. Anna or whatever. In French it's An. I'm coming from An's place. Je viens de chez An. Je viens de chez le médecin. I'm coming from the doctor's place. Médecin is doctor. Boulangère is a baker. So female baker. How do I know it's female? Maybe you should give a look at the professions in French. Previous semester details. Previous semester details, those are information. So the Shezan. The is basically from. I told you, right? The has two meanings. In this case, it means from. D means from. In the previous case, aleha to go, it means to go to. So you can now tell, okay, how about country cities? When you're using from for cities, you have to use DE or D apostrophe. Depends on the vowel. If it begins with a vowel or an H, you're supposed to use D apostrophe. And if your country begins with a vowel D apostrophe, if your country is masculine, you use DU. If your country is feminine, you use DE. If your country is plural, you use DES. Slightly, there is no DE L apostrophe for Italy, Italy or Italy in French. You use D apostrophe. That's why they highlighted it. It's like you have to be careful. There is no DELA for France as well. It's just DE France. Why? It's just the rules. That's why it's in attention. You have four big attentions here. But usually these are the common words. City, country, continent is slightly off the map, but it's still a part of the syllabus. By this we will have we did complete looking at all the rules of expressing how to come and how to go from some place to some other place. I will. Did we get? I think yes, we did get this worksheet. I will share the answers soon, right after this meeting. So you can try solving this worksheet, or probably all of you might just want to solve the minor one worksheet. So probably just solve that worksheet, and if you have time, do the other worksheets. Or if you people even have EC, right? We all have EC. I mean, French is just point 0.5 credits. Up to you guys. I don't know how much has this been helpful. The other topic is okay. We have some questions here. The last topic, I presume, is that the last topic. దీని తర్వాత ఇది లాస్ట్ కదా ఇంకేముంది these are all questions ah, you have questions yes the rules for this one the rules for class 6 is probably wait sorry the rules for class 6 is in class 7 I presume class 7 yes the rules for the last uh, topic the last topic this will be the last topic of your French thing all the other classes probably have questions what is in class 8 class 6 okay class 8 is basically minor worksheet class 6 is basically based on the rules given in class 7 class 7 there is this rules right so you have les verbes pronominaux it basically involves verbs see pronomino is basically pronouns you see prono is pronoun pronomino is see, basically it's whenever let me stop using the word basically if you have sentences like this I I saw myself or I see myself. I see myself. So in English we call myself, yourself, himself. They're all reflexive pronouns. So whenever such English sentences are there, in French we will use this les verbes pronominaux. We'll use this concept uh, you will get to know you'll get some clarity in a while first we'll look at the rules how do we deal with les verbes pronominaux so whenever you're performing an action and if that action reflects onto yourself I see myself I did my homework myself I dressed myself I took a bath myself she wears her clothes herself something like that whenever the action reflects onto the doer it you use les verbes pronominaux pronominal verbs in English, or reflexive verbs. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are slightly different and slightly shorter as well, very simple in French. So, if you look at this basic example, here in the left side, the person is waking herself up. No one is waking her. But on the right side, someone else is waking this person. So, on the left side, the action waking up is done by the person herself. So, you will have to use pronominal. Okay, I'm saying verb pronominal from the past few seconds. So what is verb pronominal? Basically, if you get se before any infinitive, infinitive. If you get this se before anything, it becomes verb pronominal. You just have to get this. But what does this se mean? Se has a meaning. Se means oneself. But SC itself has conjugation. We'll look at the SC's conjugation, but wait a minute, I think something. Okay. Se, no? Okay, we were looking at the conjugation of se. We're supposed to. Se means oneself. So let me give some examples. Uh, appeler means to call. S'appeler means to call oneself. So basically, whenever you say je m'appelle, it literally means I call myself. Okay, wait. Yes, it literally means I call myself. When you say tu t'appelles, it literally means you call yourself. So in France, whenever we say my name is so and so, you literally mean I call myself Dilip. But if you use appel, it just means to call. J'appelle mon ami. I'm calling my friend. J'appelle mon ami. You have to look at the conjugation of appelle. You have to be careful. There's an extra L here, all of that. Conjugations, you have to look at it yourself. You'll find it anywhere online. Or if you want me to write and send, that is another thing. But a specific verb, I can't send you a list of an exhaustive list of verbs along with their conjugations. That is not humanly for me. Not human. Je m'appelle, let's say Paul. Je m'appelle Paul. So this is reflecting onto I call myself. This me is myself. This is example, fine. So I'll show you what happened. I don't have to write it again. It's already here. I don't have to write it once again. It's already here. Okay, there are examples here. Se réveiller means to wake oneself up. Se coucher means to put oneself to sleep. Coucher means to sleep. Se coucher means to put oneself to sleep. Réveiller means to wake up. Se réveiller means to wake oneself up. You're only waking up. You're not waking someone else. Lever literally means to raise or to lift. Se lever means to lift yourself. So basically to get out of bed. Se lever means to get out of bed. Lever means basically you're raising something. You're raising an object or something. Se lever means to raise yourself, to raise oneself. So if you translate it, it becomes to get up from bed. You're getting out of bed. So se réveiller is different from se lever. Both of them are different. Uh, se promener means to go on a walk by yourself. Promener means to, for example, if you say you walk your dog, you walk your dog. This is a valid English sentence in case some people are confused. Basically, you're taking your dog out on a walk. This becomes tu promenade. This is an ER verb, so promenade becomes promenade. Ton chien. But if you're saying you go for a walk or something, or you walk by yourself, or let's say you go for a walk, then you're supposed to use. I'll tell you how these things are coming. There's a rule for it. SC changes to TE. I'll tell you why. Tu te promenade. It means you yourself are going for a walk. Instead of taking someone or something else for a walk, you're taking yourself for a walk. That is, you walk yourself. You're going for a walk yourself. Or else, we did look at some expressions. Faire une promenade. We looked at this. You can conjugate faire and use this also. Je fais une promenade. That is another thing. S'habiller. S'habiller means to dress oneself. Se reposer means to, okay, it's given you, to rest. Se reposer. To rest. To rest oneself or whatever. S'appeler is to call oneself. We use this to tell our names, to call oneself so and so. Yes, so I think now this example becomes clearer. Se réveiller. Je me réveille. I'll tell you why ME came, but SE changes to ME. There's a rule for that. It's given right at the bottom. Se réveiller means to wake oneself. I wake myself up. That is what it means. Right side. Réveiller quelqu'un. See, quelque means some. Quelque means some. Means I is one. All of you know I is one. Shows is thing. So quelqu'un means something. Quelque chose. Quelqu'un is someone. Quelque chose is something. So here, réveiller is to wake someone up. Quelqu'un is someone. So réveiller quelqu'un is to wake someone up. Je réveille mon ami. I wake my friend up. Here there is no SC. It is not reflecting onto the. It's not coming back to the pronoun. You're waking your friend. You're not waking yourself up. So that is the difference. If you're waking yourself up, you'll get SC. If you're doing the action onto the others, you'll not get SC. You'll just basically get je réveille mon ami. It's your basic ER verb. I hope you do remember ER verb conjugation. I wrote it right at the beginning, right? So you're supposed to apply ER verb conjugation. Now the rules. This is the rules. What does SE become? For it's right in front of you. SE becomes ME or M apostrophe TET apostrophe according to the pronouns usually. According to the pronouns, your SE changes into this thing in the middle. This thing in the middle. That's why it is je me réveille. JEME réveille. It is not JESE réveille. That is wrong. SE will become ME if there is a JE. This is the rule. Rule as to how does SE change itself. SE changes itself based on the pronoun that you have on the left side. Right side is basically your ER conjugation or whatever conjugation, depending on the verb, what it is. You have to conjugate it. Conjugations, all of you have a fair bit of idea as to what conjugations are. This rule is nice. You have to know this rule. When does SE become what? METESE, no. So I think there are some examples. Yes, you look at this example. Se réveiller is to wake oneself up. Wake oneself up. Je me réveille means I wake myself. Tu te réveilles means you wake yourself. Il, elle, on se réveille means he, she wakes himself or herself. Nous réveillons means we wake ourselves. Vous réveillez is you people wake yourselves up. Il, elle, se réveille means they wake themselves. So this is the meaning. You will have to look at the conjugations of the other things as well. Uh, some accents, you'll have to take care of accents in some places. Accent, you'll get the accent problem in these verbs. In appeler, there's no accent, but you'll have to take care of the L. Accent problem you'll get in lever, you'll get in. There are some verbs in the worksheet. Sécher, there are some verbs. I don't remember. I think when you do the worksheet, you'll find the verbs. You'll find some strange accents coming up. Sabi. Okay, and negative. You just add NE and PAS, but the SE should come along with the verb. You don't separate the SE. So NE and PAS will come around this combination. In case you have a doubt as to why is NE and PAS together in the first line, it is in the first line because this is an infinitive. This first line is different from the other lines. For exam purposes, just remember this thing. I mean, infinitive is also part of the exam, but I don't want you people to get confused. If it's an infinitive, the NEPAS will not surround the verb. It will come at the beginning, like it did here. NEPAS, se coucher. I hope you understand by what an infinitive is. Infinitive is the verb. You did not conjugate it. It's the verb there. It's the main verb. The unconjugated form. The pure form of the verb, or whatever you think of it. Before you conjugate, you have the infinitive. After you conjugate, you have verbs here. I mean, see, it's self-explanatory, right? You just slide in your verbs in between NE and PAS. This is negation. Nothing more to be said here. Okay. When do we use this? You use this when you talk about daily activities like brushing your teeth, taking a bath, going out for a walk, wearing clothes. All of this will require verb pronomino. Like we did look at some examples: waking up, getting out of bed, put oneself to sleep, dressing. All of that. Those were the rules. Uh, See, you have some examples here. Se lave means to wash oneself, to take a bath, basically. Uh, prendre means to take. You're supposed to know that conjugation as well. Prendre is irregular, so let me write. Prendre, prendre means to take. I think it's in one of the worksheets. You just have to find where it is. I'll try uploading all the French worksheet answers. You'll find the prendre conjugation there. It means to take. To give was donner. We looked at it, right? ER verb. To take is prendre, but it is irregular. What else? Minor one worksheet. Do you? I mean, I think all the theory is done now. All the answers to all the worksheets I'll be sending. I will end the recording now. If you want me to solve the minor worksheet in front of you, I can do that. I'll try unmuting all of you guys now. Let me stop the recording once. Or should I? It's fine. I'll stop the recording.